the top 5 best basic attackers in Injustice Mobile. And if you want to know what a basic attacker is, or stand and bang as I call them for the UFC term, these are basically your characters that can put out offensive pressure but without specials. So they'll have high basic attack damage. They're usually not too squishy. You don't want some of them are squishy, but you want them with a bit of abilities. But their ideal scenario is to be the last one standing in a one-on-one fight, as they will always be able to beat a tagged-in special attacker. They'll be able to beat a tank, a support, a healer. They're amazing in those final one-on-one scenarios. The only thing they don't like is taking a tagged-in special from a special attacker. But right on to the video. We're going to start off with some honorable mentions. First off, Metahuman the Flash. I've never used him too much. I've never gotten him above Elite, like, 1. So he could be lower, he could be higher, but from what I felt, his stats are too low, his ability is not that great. Now, of course, I still put him in the honorable mentions because he's still very good at what he does, but he just is very squishy and doesn't have the damage output as everyone ahead of him. Our second honorable mention, you might dislike this, you might love this, but Flashpoint Deathstroke. And I know, Mr. 11-hit combo ender, the greatest gift to basic attackers is not even in the top 5. Yeah, because here's the deal. The entire reason he has any damage output is because of another character. So he by himself is absolutely despicable and can't really do too much. And he relies too much on his combo ender, and even his specials rely on another character to actually do any damage. So for that reason, he's not in the top 5. He's really a special attacker. Alright, now number 5, Red Sun Superman. Now I know, outdated character, not very good stats, how's he here? And if you were discounting Flashpoint Deathstroke for using a teammate, but the only reason Red Sun Superman is good is because Red Sun Green Lantern. Well, that's slightly different. Red Sun Green Lantern just sort of helps him out with the bulk, but all the damage and all that, all his moveset, his specials are entirely him, which is completely different from Deathstroke's scenario. But, I mean, 70% extra damage, 75 extra percent damage, basic attacks, you gear him with enough basic attacks, he'll be a monster. And in that, once again, in that final 1v1 fight, being immune to crit and stun, he's probably the best special attack or basic attacker stand and bang character when it comes to taking an attack in special. I mean, the lack of being unable to crit him or stun him is absolutely ridiculous, and for that he's at the number 5. Number 4 is actually going to be Blackest Night Batman. I mean, he's got great numbers, fantastic ability just for hitting through anything. The ability I'm talking about currently is how his damage ramps up the lower they are. But this current ability, which really sets him apart, is the unblockable. 30% unblockable if he has Blackest Night teammates. It's so good. Every time you play against him is such a gamble, because you can't really hope to block against him. There's not much of an answer for him, and he can take out so many things very easily. He's like a 2-in-1. He has amazing special attack ability while still being a menace on the basic attack end. Our number 3 spot, Jessica Cruz. Great combo ender, stun at the end. She's a great all-rounder. And, I mean, that's all I gotta say for her. She's amazing, but there are just people better than her. Number 2, Flashpoint Batman. Now, I know, number 2, this dude does like 300,000 damage on his basic attacks. He can one-shot, like, basically anything that's not a super tank. How is he only number 2? And the reason is, he's horrible into block spamming. I mean, he needs his crits to do anything. He has no access to any unblockable. I mean, literally none. It's impossible to get him to, like, block break anything, basically. And his specials do reduce damage, so all you need is someone to block. Now, obviously, I just made him sound terrible, but he still only needs one basic attack combo to kill someone. So, that's why he's there. Now, number 1, I mean, you guys have probably guessed it at this point, but Arkham Knight the Arkham Knight. An amazing basic attack combo, 6 hits on the basic attack normal with combo ender, full auto 6-hit swipe. It's so good. He can do like 200k damage with the right setup on his basic attacks, and I mean, unblockable. Block breaker. He has access to just the best gear when it comes to a stand and bang character. His specials do decently into things. The stat is whatever it is. Let's say you have 1,000 damage and your basic attacks do 10% of your base stats, so you get 100 damage on your basic attack. Arkham Knight the Arkham Knight, his percentage is the equivalent of a 2,000 base damage character. That's all you gotta say. Be sure to comment if you disagree with anything, and definitely make sure to tell me which type of character should I make a top 5 for next.